Okay, we're at the church today. We're just disconnecting. I'm just going to disconnect the old stuff, the carriers, and get ready for the trains tomorrow. I'm just prepping for tomorrow. We ended up putting it off till tomorrow. I was supposed to actually install the stuff today, but I had some other stuff I had to take care of, and it's not like the church is in a bind or nothing like that. So, you know, they got 3 other units, and so it's not like it's a rush thing, and it's always nice, you know, when you don't have to rush. But so I just, you know, I had a little free time this afternoon, so I just came over here. The church is like, you know, a mile away from my house, so I came over here today to start disconnecting and just get prepped for tomorrow morning. That way I don't have to, you know, disconnect tomorrow morning. So what I'm doing right now is I'm got some time to shoot some video. You know, I don't have to be in a hurry. I'm gonna pump this condenser down and you know, just rip it out and rip the air handler out, and that way tomorrow morning, like I said, all we got to do is get in here and start putting the train stuff in, and it should be an easy one. It's right here behind the wall, big closet. Shouldn't be nothing to it. It's gonna be my first Hyperion air handler tomorrow, so I'm pretty excited about that. Well, I hear something leaking. These old things are just wore out. Okay, now we're gonna get ready to suck the refrigerant back into the condensing unit here. Look at there. Nice little leak. Look at that shit popping. I'll be damned. Get our hose hooked up here. Oh man, they're gonna be so much happier. Starting the S-Man on. Alright. Get my wrench. And now what we're gonna do is we're gonna close off our liquid line. Oh. Okay. Get ready to. We're going to depress the contactor with the screwdriver. Alright, bear with me. Let me get this liquid line closed off, the suction line closed off, I mean. Sorry about that, y'all. We got ourselves a little weak compressor here. There we go. Okay, we've got her pumped down, so now what we're gonna gonna do, we're gonna start cutting it loose. Okay, y'all, I'm gonna start cutting it loose. I'm gonna start taking the high voltage apart, cut the copper, and then we'll get back to y'all. All right, y'all, we got the carrier stuff out. Everything's unhooked, ready for tomorrow. There's the old round carrier with the spine fin. And man, we had to tear this thing up, man. I was over here by myself, but I had to end up getting my nephew to come help me. The idiots that put this thing in, the way it sits in the closet, it sits just like so, and the back of the air handler sits right up against the wall. Well, you know, they didn't think about that in construction for somebody like me later on down the road when they'd have to replace this. They screwed the damn plenum in the back, and there was no way that I could get to it. I mean, even if I went in the attic, there was absolutely no way I could get to these screws. So we had to just tear it up. I mean, we had to tear the transition up. We tore a little bit of the plenum work up, so now we got to start, you know, prettying up some plenum stuff. And you know, people just don't care. They don't think about the serviceman later on down the road when they do construction. But we got it out. There's the old round one, and tomorrow we'll put a Trane XB13 system in over here with my first Hyperion air handler. Okay, y'all. Okay, we're at my church. Thermostat came in today. They had sent the wrong one. Well, I mean, they didn't send the wrong one. I just got a regular plain non-programmable, and that's not what the church wanted. This is the one that they had, and they wanted a programmable, so I just got it in today. So we're going to change it out, and then after I change it out, I'll show it to y'all, and then I'll show y'all the new Hyperion air handler and the condenser. Okay, we've got the new thermostat mounted at the church. All this is a Honeywell, I think it's a Focus Pro or Vision Pro 5000, but it's just got the Trane logo on it. That's the only difference between this one and the Honeywell. It's the same thermostat, it's programmable. This is probably definitely my favorite thermostat out there. And I'm gonna go ahead and put it in cool. And recheck the charge while I'm here. Here is the new Hyperion air handler from Trane. This thing, y'all, is fantastic. I love it. It was so easy to install. There's the drain. It's a little weird. It's a little different. You know, your line set's way up here. Your drain's way up here instead of, you know, down here like it used to be, because the coil is actually behind this door and your blower is actually down here. So it's a little different, but an awesome piece of equipment. And what's so nice about it is, you see this door frame right here. Well, we tried to put the air handler in there without, you know, breaking it apart, you know, tilting it and then coming back up. But we couldn't do that because this thing was too tall. But the beauty of this Hyperion air handler is, you take all these doors off right here, and right back here there's some cam locks. You see your separation right here. And all you do is undo them two cam locks on each side, and this whole thing breaks apart. So we were able to put it in here in two pieces like it was nothing to it. So that's what makes it so nice. I mean, this is you can't beat this air handler. I don't care what anybody says, and I like how it's labeled. You can see right there it says heater, and right here it says coil, and then down here it says blower / filter. So, I mean, this thing, you undo it, and then you can flip it if you're in horizontal, your badge. Yeah, I mean, it's a little different, takes some getting used to, but it's a fine piece of equipment. I mean, it just doesn't get no better than this. That's why it's hard to stop a Trane or an American Standard. And okay, I'm gonna take y'all out to the condenser, and we're gonna recheck the charge. All right, y'all, here's the condenser on my church. Trane XB13 5-ton. Straight cool air conditioner. Right there. And this is what we're looking for right here. Design subcooling 10. plus or minus 3. It's not on right now because the thermostat's got it in delay. So we'll wait for the delay to kick. I mean, I've already charged. There it is. I've already charged up the unit, but I just want to recheck it while I'm here. So we'll let it run a couple minutes, and we'll make sure she's good to go. I'm not gonna sit here and make y'all wait. I'm gonna let it run a few minutes before and then we'll see what she's looking like. All right, y'all. She's been running just a hair over 5 minutes, and we're looking for 10 degrees of subcool, and we're at 9.6 with a 13-degree superheat. So that expansion valve is working. The superheat is 9.8. We're looking for 10. 9.9. That's where it needs to be. I don't consider myself a teacher or nothing like that, but any rookies getting into this trade is very important. With especially R410A. I mean, it's important with R22 too, but much more critical with 410A. That when you install a system or you go service one and you're checking the refrigerant charge, that you don't just throw your gauges on there right when you start it. And if you're calling for a certain superheater or a certain subcool, right away you just say, oh, if it's not correct, you say, oh, it needs refrigerant. Very important, especially on 410A, that you let this thing run. I've only let this one run for 5 minutes, but this is not initial startup. But I'm still going to sit here with it. I'm not just, when I first started this thing up yesterday, or maybe, yeah, I think it was yesterday I did this. I let this thing run for 30 minutes before I even, called it good. So, very important that you give them a few minutes of runtime before you start assuming anything. But this thing's going to be good. I mean, and there's my line set. It used to come straight out right there and go straight ahead into the carrier, so I had to make a little bend with my bender. And right there into the unit. And we're still holding it 9.7. So, that's it. Let's see where we're at now. Seven minutes and 5 seconds. So I'll sit here for another few minutes, give it till about 10-15 minutes, and that'll be the end of this one. Okay. Thanks for watching, y'all.